Hey, how's it going? Today I'm talking about the 5 key elements your strength program needs so you get stronger and stop getting injured.
This is Running to the Castle, a podcast for injury-prone Run Disney runners on a journey to running magical miles. Join me, Dr. Allie, as I share the secrets I've gathered as a runner, doctor of physical therapy, and coach. You'll learn the exact ways I get my clients to the castle strong without feeling broken or held together with KT tape as they cross the finish line.
Okay, so today we are talking about 5 key elements your strength program needs. I'm going to list them out, talk about what they mean, and go over what I typically see and why it doesn't work. Okay, so 5 key elements your strength program needs. If you want to actually get stronger and stop getting injured, you need to make sure that your strength program has all 5 of these things. If you only have 1 or 2, or maybe you have 4, but you're missing the 5th, it's not going to work like you want it to. You really need all 5 elements for you to get stronger and stop getting injured. If you only have some of these, but not all of them, you may get stronger, but you also will keep getting injured. Or if you're missing some, don't have all, maybe you aren't even going to get stronger and still get injured. You need all of them. I've been a physical therapist for more than 12 years now, and I have seen so many things in the clinic, in my own practice, working with the general public, working with runners. I have seen who gets stronger and who does not. And I'd say these 5 elements really make up what needs to be in a strength program so it actually works. And I'm sharing it with you today. So, we are going to go over these 5 key elements. That is lifting a solid amount of weight for you, a workout you like, practicing the same exercises for 2 to 3 months, a stepping stone progressive plan, doesn't cause pain or excessive soreness. Okay, so those are the 5 elements. Let's talk about them. So, lifting a solid amount of weight for you. This is so important. You hear, I hear it. So, I know you, as the runner, you are also hearing this. Lifting heavy. You need to lift heavy. Your doctor will tell you, other personal trainers will tell you. They say you need to lift heavy. You're weak. You need to lift heavy. But what the heck is heavy? Heavy is relative, and it doesn't need to be heavy every day, or the amount of heavy changes every day. So, story time. I was at a popular and expensive gym. I used to be part of Lifetime, not anymore because of a variety of things. But one of the biggest reasons I stopped going was because of the personal trainers there. So, a couple of years ago, God, this was probably 2020 at this point. Feels like yesterday. But I was getting on a machine. I had just gotten off the treadmill. I was getting on a machine. I think it was the hip abductor machine, the one where you sit on it, your legs go on the inside, and you push the weight outside. Well, the pin was stuck, which means that the stack doesn't move up and down. And I'm not in the mood to get my fingers crushed. So I go find a personal trainer and I ask him to help me get it unstuck. It's usually pretty easy for them. Great, fine, no problem. So he does it. And he asks me, okay, what weight should I set it at? And I told him at this point, like I said, it was 5 years ago. I don't remember what weight I said. But his first reaction was, "Oh, that's way too light for you. You need something heavier." And I said, "No, thank you." And so he looked at me quizzically and started asking me about what I'm doing, why I'm working out. And at this point, I just want to work out. I want him to go away. But I was polite and I said, I run, I lift because I want to be able to get stronger. I want to be able to continue running for years. I'm a physical therapist. I'm a personal trainer. I know I need to lift weight to keep doing this. And he was like, okay, but you should be lifting this other weight, this like a heavier weight. And he just kept trying to convince me that I needed to up my weight. And oh, and also he started telling me how I needed to change my shoes based on the shoes I was wearing in that moment. And I said, thanks for the tip. And then I went silent and I waited for him to leave. I set the weight where I wanted it and I started my workout. So, what he didn't know was that that particular day, the workout was immediately after a hard run. My legs were jello. I needed the weight to be where it was that day so I could build strength for the next couple of miles that I wanted to be able to run in a few weeks, a few months, etc. in my training cycle. This was heavy for me that day. So heavy is relative. We do our 1 rep max test at the beginning of a training period to know what we actually max out at, and we choose our weights based on percentages of that to know light, medium, and heavy for us. But the actual number can change depending on the day. Did we just have a hard run? Did we sleep like crap last night? Are we in our luteal phase versus another phase of our menstrual cycle? Are we coming back from an injury? Are we deep in dopey training? Are we tapering before a race? Are we recovering from our race? There are so many factors. Heavy is relative. We do need to know our numbers and we need to know how to adjust or have a coach who knows how to adjust based on these factors. So we aren't just guessing. I know what my max lifting is, how much weight or resistance I should be using for each specific exercise, and I just did an updated version of it for me because I'm getting into my build phase for Chills and Thrills Halloween race. And so I'm in the build phase. So I did a new 1 rep max, and now I take that number and I know how much my highest is. I do this with my clients too. I base it on percentages to make a light, medium, and heavy weight. So then we know where we need to go. And we'll take that information so that if you're having a really crummy day, you didn't sleep well, or your legs are already jello from a hard workout that you just had, you just finished a 10-mile long run, and you can't imagine doing max weight squats, but you want to do squats. You know that squats are going to help you, they don't bug your knees, so on and so forth. Well, let's adjust the weight and make it so it's still heavy for you that day, and then we track it to make sure that we are consistently doing whatever is heavy so that we're making progress and we aren't just choosing our lightweight all of the time. Okay, so that's lifting a solid weight for you, or said another way, lifting your heavy weight, not somebody else's. Okay, the next one is a workout that you like. I would say the majority of clients get this one right. They find a workout that they like. And it's so important because if you don't like the workout, you aren't going to do it. So, as an example, is Orange Theory a good workout for running, cross training, and strength workouts? Absolutely. In theory, it sounds like what every runner needs. It has the running, it has the rowing. I think you can even do the bike sometimes if you don't want to row or you can't row. It has the strength workouts. It does it in circuit style. It sounds like a dream. But I doubt I'll ever join Orange Theory because I don't like that class atmosphere. I don't like it. I like having my plan made out, knowing how far to run, know how fast to run or how slow to run if it's an easy day, which individual exercises I'm doing. But I want to be alone while I do it. Workouts are my time to be by myself and zone out. I put on do not disturb fitness mode on my watch, so only Royal can send me messages or call me, and that's for emergency reasons anyway. But I want to be alone. So a group workout setting like that, not for me. I would not stick with it because I don't like it. And if I don't stick with it, I won't improve. I won't be doing it. Okay, so that's choosing a workout you like. That one's short and sweet because most people get that one right. This next one, practice the same exercises for 2 to 3 months. If you want to get stronger so you stop getting injured, you have to stop changing it up all the time. I've had clients in the past who ask me to change their strength workouts, and I am happy to change somebody's strength workouts when we work one-on-one together. I will update that thing to make sure it's perfect. However, when you ask me to change it, I am going to ask you why. Most of the time, my clients will say, well, it's not working. And it's been like 2 weeks. So, further questioning, well, what do you mean it's not working? And the top two things that my clients will say is, well, I still have pain. A lot of runners come to me because they have knee problems or plantar fasciitis, meniscus problems, IT band problems, so on and so forth. And they want strength exercises to get rid of their injury, which I totally get. And then another common thing is that they don't feel stronger. So when one of these or both of these is the case, I'm not going to change the workout because those two things are not what we're looking for with strength workouts. 2 weeks in, too soon to tell if it's working. You're not going to notice a significant difference for 2 to 3 months. That is just naturally how long it takes for muscles to build strength. Like literally at the cellular level, they need to break down and build up. And that takes 2 to 3 months. That's it. That's the amount of time it takes. You can speed that up a smidge, but really, like biology wise, anatomy wise, physiology wise, that's how long it takes. That's how long it takes. Not going to go into this a lot, but with the pain aspect, strength exercises are really great at preventing injury and preventing injury from coming back, preventing injury from getting worse. But strength exercises themselves, like the kind of strength progressive loading that we're talking about now, not great for handling pain in most instances. There are some instances that it does work, but the majority of cases, no. That's where hot Epsom salt baths, ice, massage, things like that, ibuprofen come into play. Those handle pain and inflammation in the moment. And then you add on the strength exercises to help the process, prevention, and long-term healing. But in the moment, to get rid of pain and inflammation, you need those anti-inflammatory mechanisms. A strength program not getting rid of pain in 2 weeks, it's not going to. That's not what it's used for. But getting back to practicing the same ones for 2 to 3 months, in order to see that progress, you need to be consistently doing the same or similar things for at least 2, but even better, 3 months, because that's how long it takes. The program also needs to be a stepping stone progressive plan. What I mean by that is the exercises need to go together. They need to work together and they need to progressively get harder. So if you want to get stronger, you need to do exercises that are cohesive and progressive. So when I said a minute ago that you need to do the same thing, I don't mean the exact same thing, but it needs to be similar and you need to make it harder. If you randomly choose exercises that don't work with your last set of exercises or with your next set of exercises, you won't see any progress. And if you don't progressively make them harder, you won't see any progress. So when I was in the PT clinic, I used to take students, and one thing that physical therapy school, or at least my school, didn't do a good job with was helping us set up an exercise program. We learned exercises and we knew which ones strengthened which muscles, but we didn't learn how to make them work together. We didn't learn that in school. And they told us that we would learn that in the clinic on a case by case basis, meaning if somebody came in after a meniscus surgery, we would learn based on that person's needs how to progress the exercises. But we never really got good practice with it. And when I went into the clinic during my internship year, the clinics expected me to already know that, with the exception of one. Shout out Melissa. Thank you. And so they wouldn't teach it to me except for Melissa and that clinic. And so I made it a point when I had students that I would teach them. So when we went through new patient cases, I had my students write out their whole plan of what exercises to do and how to progress them. So when a student wants to progress a quad strength exercise, but starts with squats and lunges, and the way they progress it is adding dumbbells, well, that's fine. Those are exercises that work the quads, and that is a way to make them harder by adding dumbbells. But what happens when that client maxes out the weights they have at home and they don't want to buy more dumbbells? Well, the student would say, this is an actual example that happened. The student said, well, then they can do leg kickouts and lifts, thinking of other exercises they can do at home with minimal equipment. Yes, those are other quad exercises. But are they progressive? No. Instead, it's just a random smattering of any exercises that works the quads, but it's not moving forward. It's just different. If you're doing the squats and lunges for 2 months and they're easy now, and you switch to leg kickouts and leg raises at this point, and then do those for 2 months, at month 4, you won't be any stronger because kickouts and leg raises, those are regressive compared to squats and lunges because you're sitting or laying down for these leg raises and these leg kickouts. So you won't be stronger because it was a change, but it wasn't progressively harder. It was actually getting easier. Now, don't get me wrong, you may need them to be easier if you have a lot of pain and can't do squats and lunges. That's fine, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about somebody who could do squats and lunges, was adding dumbbells or kettlebells to make it harder, but they maxed out at how much weight they had at home. They didn't want to join a gym and they didn't want to buy more dumbbells. Well, now what do you do? Just changing the exercise doesn't help because it's not a more challenging exercise. A more challenging exercise could have been walking lunges with the dumbbell because now it's a dynamic activity. It's not static. It could be squats from an elevated position or a deeper squat or a squat on an unstable surface like on a BOSU or on a foam platform. These are different ways to make it progressively harder. Or maybe you're doing step ups or step downs. Those are progressive. But if you're just changing the exercise to another exercise that works that muscle, but you don't know if it's actually a progression or not, you aren't going to get stronger, even if you do practice them for 2 to 3 months. So they need to be cohesive. They need to go and work together, meaning they need to work the same muscles and get progressively harder. Okay, and the last one doesn't cause pain or excessive soreness. It's not a no pain, no gain situation. Pain is your body's way of saying, not this, not right now. Now, you should get some soreness from a workout. That is completely 100% normal. It should be manageable with things like stretching, ice, heat, massage, hot Epsom salt baths, etc. If you do a workout on Monday and you're still feeling really sore, feeling the effects of that workout on Friday, it was too much. If you end up doing a workout on Monday and being so sore on Friday still, you're going to wait until Monday to do it again. Well, strength exercising once a week is not going to make you stronger. You're going to end up needing to redo the same weight over and over and over again. And yes, maybe eventually it will stop being so sore, but then you're a month or two in with no progress. And you could just increase the weight again and go through the same process again. Or you could start with the correct weight from the beginning so you aren't so sore for days and you can do the workout 3 days a week and see progress. Okay, I hope that was helpful. If you're looking at starting your strength workouts, I highly recommend it. It's great for you. Starting at the right time and making sure it has these 5 key elements is going to be your key to success to get stronger so that you stop getting injured. For the runners that want to finish their next RunDisney race stronger and faster so you stop getting injured, you beat the balloon ladies, and you cross the finish line, I invite you to check out my newest program, Stronger, Faster, Finisher. Get the workouts you need to build speed, stamina, and strength. If that sounds like something you're looking for your next race, visit the link in the show notes to learn more. As always, thanks so much for listening. That's all for now. Talk to you soon.